So I want to talk about manifesting with God some more. The first thing, I guess, is to really be clear about what you're wanting to manifest. And with me, it's justice. That's the first thing. There needs to be justice. The right people need to be prosecuted. I just found out that the policeman who arrested me, he has something happened. I haven't got the details, but apparently he's not a police officer anymore. Now, I want to say something. He's not a gang stalker. He was doing what he was told to do, and we all know who's the boss there. His name is Jared Thomas. Okay, now he is a gang stalker because he was constantly doing these triggers, these torture triggers. When he came to my house with his men to persecute me as soon as I arrived here, and continued to do so, he was the one doing the fake coughing and all this stuff. And also, he's the one who stopped me from paying my taxes, which is how they're trying to steal my house now. I went to the bank. I have this recorded. I went to the bank. I believe it was the 21st of March. 2025. I'm going to get that information. But that day I went to the bank to see if I could get a counter check to pay my taxes, and he turned up there. Oh, and I was telling the bank tellers about the trafficking and everything, and then he turned up there and he was doing the trigger with his tongue, the one that is copied from Yahya Abulmagd Amar, who's the guy who was my soulmate, who I loved, but who raped me and who took part in the sex trafficking. And this is a particularly horrible psychological torture because why does the chief of police, who's also, by the way, the pastor, why does he have connections with a man who raped me in the UK? Do you see? This is very traumatizing. So, okay, I'm not going to labor this subject, but the fact is, somebody lost their job when actually they just did what they were told. And that guy, who I don't know what his name was, the one who arrested me, was he forced out of his job because his face appeared on my video? Is that what happened? I mean, that isn't fair. He never gang stalked me. He didn't do fake coughing. He didn't do any of the torture triggers. He definitely wasn't, as far as I know, he's not a gang stalker. He was just doing what he was told. So is he a scapegoat? You see? This is what happens. This is what always happens with corruption. There's always a scapegoat. And then the really corrupt people get to stay there and continue. Okay? So, talking about manifesting, what I want to manifest is true justice. I want to be completely free. I want to be able to live free in the land of the free, because that's what we're promised, isn't it? That this is the land of the free. And I want the torture to completely stop, and I want gang stalking, which involves these tortures, to stop completely. Not just for me, but for everybody. All of these tortures need to stop. It's absolutely a violation of human rights, and it needs to stop. So this is what I'm going to say. You start by being very clear about what your objectives are, and when you're manifesting with God, you will pray, and obviously you'll be saying, this is my request, but your will, not mine, be done. Okay? And definitely you are manifesting this for yourself. But you see, I do want to live in a world where gang stalking doesn't exist. So that's what I will be affirming for. Okay? So I want to share some of my affirmations, which you may want to use, or actually the very best affirmation is the one that you chose yourself, because it will be tailored to you. But here's one that I use all the time. It's one of my favorites. Everything is always working in my favor. My life is perfect in every way. And I can repeat that on a loop over and over and over again. And as I'm doing that, it's lifting my spirits. And I don't know if you know this, but when you repeat things, that's actually a form of hypnosis. So you're hypnotizing yourself. And what I find is that when I keep repeating these things, I start to feel better. And you know, sometimes what I do, see my throat's being affected, so I had to stop there. Sometimes what I do is I will record it, and I can put it, and then I can make it play all night. And I can do that even without internet. So even though you have, I know you're not supposed to have the phone near your head, are you? But if you can put airplane mode on and you can play the recording, you see. And I find, because the thing is that the mind controllers are, I think they're doing this V2K thing where they put voices in your head, but I can't actually hear them. It's on a subliminal frequency. So that goes right into my unconscious. But when I do this thing where I listen to my positive affirmations, I normally wake up like feeling okay, you know, not feeling depressed or anything. So that's the tip for everyone, really, not just for TIs, but I think it would help TIs too. The other thing I was going to say that I mentioned in another video, gratitude it's a superpower as far as I'm concerned. You know, what I notice, if I'm really feeling miserable and sorry for myself, if I start being grateful, you know, even if in that moment all I can feel grateful for is the fact that I'm breathing, you know, you can build on that, you know. You know, I'm grateful that the sun is shining. I'm grateful for the blue sky. I'm grateful that the birds are singing. That makes me feel happy. You know, I'm grateful that the air is clean and I can breathe it. I'm grateful that there's green grass that makes me feel calm and peaceful. You know, gratitude really is a superpower, and it can change your mood quite quickly. So that's another one too. If you really find you're struggling, that's a good one to start with. Okay, I'm going to continue this another day. God bless you.